Carving this mummy was a really fun project, so I'm happy to give this little tutorial in case you want to try carving one of your own. It starts off with a rough sketch in my notebook. I took away the outer layer of the bark. Unfortunately, I didn't get that on film, but I just took my knife and scraped away the bark. Next, what I'm looking at is just to try and get this like oval shape cut into the bark. So I'm just using my knife and I start just scraping away, trying to get that rounded shape. So the next thing that I do is I use a small palm tool. This is a U-gouge, and I use that to dig in on the edge of the bark so it looks like the head is sticking out. After I make a couple cuts, I'll use my knife just to round up to that cut, and that helps round out the head and starts giving some more depth to the carving. So the next step is to make a mark where the nose and the chin will be. So I'm just going probably about 2/3 of the way down from the forehead, putting where the bottom of the nose is. So just like as if you were carving a regular face, the nose is the part of the face that should stick out the farthest. So that's the thing I want to set in first. Once the mummy's head shape is pretty much the way I like it, I take quite a bit of time going in and drawing in the different wrappings and changing up my initial sketch a little bit. But I go in and I go around and I draw in these wrappings that go all around the mummy. So if you've seen a picture of a mummy, more of like a caricature picture of a mummy, it just looks like wraps upon wraps, kind of done haphazardly. That's the style I was going for. And some of the wraps will go under, some of the wraps will look like they're going over, so they're like knotted together. It's really important to take that time drawing it in. So to actually start carving the wrappings, what I like to do is use a V-tool, and I'll cut in around where I want the wrapping to be, and then I'll take note of what's going to be laying over that wrapping or which one goes under. So right now that one going diagonal will go under this one going horizontally. So I'll use my V cut and I'll just cut in that line and remove some wood there. And then I'll continue that diagonal piece and go back towards the bark. And once I'm done, later on in the video, I'll show you how I kind of undercut that bark to make it look like it's coming out. So once I have the initial cut set in with the V-tool, I'll take my knife and I'll define those lines that I already set in. This is going to help make that wrapping stand out above the other ones. So I'll do the stop cuts and I'll carve up to it, making a nice crisp line. I'll also start to undercut, so that means going underneath that wrapping a little bit and then I'll carve up to it. At this point, it's pretty much back and forth between my V-tool, cutting in the wrapping, and then switching back to my knife and defining the line. So I took some time, I carved in quite a bit of the wrappings. It's really the same process of just using the V-tool, doing stop cuts, and setting in what you drew. So I decided to just give this guy one eye that's exposed. So I left a little hole in the wrapping, and I'm just using my U-gouge, and I'm digging in under those wrappings. I'm being really careful here. I've already started to undercut the wrapping, so I don't want to chip this cottonwood at all. So to help me out with this, I start to use a micro U-gouge. It's kind of hard to see, but it's this very small U, and it'll help me get under the wrapping without chipping it away. So I'm undercutting there, and I'm trying to bring the eye back, because remember, this eye depth has to be behind the nose, under all the wrapping. So it's going to be a little tricky to carve this eye, but the first step is just carving back to where it should be. Taking a break from the eye, I start to cut in the teeth that I have showing through this mummy. So using an X-Acto knife, I'm just putting stop cuts, basically outlining the shapes of the teeth, and I'll go all around every tooth, and then I'll cut up to that stop cut, revealing the teeth. So here it is showing up a little faster. So one thing I'm a big fan of is using files while I'm carving. It helps clean out some of those harder to reach places, some of the little fuzzies that get left behind by the knife. And it's actually, this pointed file is really useful to kind of get under things and kind of sand them out, flatten it down a little bit. And then I'll go back with a knife or small chisel and repeat the process to make the mouth deeper. Now that the teeth are carved, I'm going to concentrate on the eye, and I'm not going to go into a ton of detail, but I just try my best to give a little eyelid and the impression of an eyeball. Because so much of it is covered from the wrapping, the details are a little difficult to carve and even harder to capture on camera. So with this eyeball carved, it's really actually starting to come to life. I like the way it's looking, so it's really now on to my favorite part of the carving, which is to put in the finishing details. To me, this is where the carving comes to life, especially with these cottonwood bark carvings, when you can make it look like the creature or the animal or whatever you're carving look like it's coming out. So you could see on this angle, I've really dug into this wood here. I use my knife and I give a really deep stop cut, and then I'll go in and carve up to that, and I'll just keep going until I'm happy with the depth. There's really no definitive spot. It's different in every area. In some area the bark is thicker, so you can go deeper. In some area the bark is like right next to the actual carving, so I will just give a little stop cut. And that's part of the fun, is finding this shape inside of the piece of bark. So now I look over the whole carving and I look for areas that I need to either go back and carve. Sometimes I just have to dig in with the file, clean it up a little bit. I'll use sandpaper, X-Acto knives, files, and I'll just kind of wrap up all these fine details. I like to keep these carvings sometimes really close to the bark, so to achieve that effect, I'll use an X-Acto blade so I can just make really slender, that's not the word, really slight stop cuts underneath, and having that razor sharp blade really helps. It's also really helpful for kind of accentuating the stop cuts that I already made with my knife. Just you can get a little bit deeper, give a little more shadow, and it gives more depth to the carving. So I'll show you in this wrapping right here. Just look at the difference before I cut it, and then after I take that little chip out, it gives it a nicer shadow. So it's little details like that, but if you keep them consistent throughout the carving, I think it comes out pretty cool. So I think this was one of my favorite carvings I did this last fall. It's little, you can see it next to that leaf and among the grass there. It's not a huge carving, so it's cool. You can kind of put it on your shelf, put it out as a little Halloween decoration. And I think it's a fun little challenge, and I'm definitely going to be carving some more of these for next Halloween.